Hello, welcome to Today in African History for the 29th of July. So, who are these two young men in the photograph on the thumbnail? All will be revealed before the end of the video. But first, if you are here for the first time, welcome to our brand spanking new channel. So, we talk about African history, those who have shaped our history as Africans, the good, the bad, and the ugly. What can we learn, especially from the bad and the ugly? How can we increase our chances of electing good leaders, of developing our continent, of bringing bright and hardworking people to push our continent forwards, to help sort out the problems that we have, problems with homelessness, problems with starvation, problems with providing clean, potable water for people, problems of agriculture, problems of brain drain. People are fleeing the continent to the west for a better life. How do we stem the tide? How do we bring African people from all over the world to invest in the African continent? And anyone who is interested in Africa, it doesn't have to be Africans, people who can bring their wealth of experience to the African continent to propel us forwards without making life hard for our own kith and kin, for our own brothers and sisters. Okay, so let's get cracking with events that have occurred on this day in African history. If you are a returning visitor and you've enjoyed watching our videos and you haven't subscribed yet, it will be nice for you to subscribe. It will be nice, just turn on your notification bell as well so that you receive updates of our video uploads. Share the video as well and help us grow, help the continent of Africa grow, help our young fledgling channel grow as well, because we promise we're going to bring value to you. We're going to look for ways to work together and grow together, show opportunities on the African continent, talk about our history as well, so that you have a sense of belonging in the world. We've produced people who can stand on their own anywhere in the world. Those who have gone before us and those who are currently doing a lot to promote Africa, and those who are yet to do anything to promote Africa. There's room for everyone to invest in Africa and help our continent grow. Okay, so let's get started with events that happened today in recorded history. First, we will go to this lady here. She is called Margaret Idahosa, born on this day in 1943. She is a Nigerian preacher, author, and the Archbishop of the Church of God Mission International. She is the first African female archbishop and the wife of the late Archbishop Benson Idahosa. She is the Chancellor of Benson Idahosa University. She was conferred with the office of Officer of the Order of the Niger, OON, by the federal government of Nigeria in 2008. So this lady is an archbishop. There's no reason, if you're a lady watching this, you're interested in a ministry or interested in setting up a university, whatever you're interested in, reach for the best that you can reach for. Obviously, based on your circumstances, all fingers are not equal, like they said. But this lady is an archbishop, wife of the late Archbishop Benson Idahosa. They have a university. They had a vision and they ran with the vision, and they've achieved a lot in their lives. Okay, so she was born on this day in 1943, so it's happy birthday to Archbishop Margaret Idahosa. She would be 80 years old today. Can you believe that? She's 80 today, so happy birthday, Madam Archbishop Margaret Idahosa. Born July 29th, 1943. Also, on this day, this young man called Udoka Chigozie Oku, also known by his stage name Celebobo, was born. He is a Nigerian singer and a songwriter. Formerly signed to Made Men Music Group, Celebobo is most known for his singles Yo-Yo, Selfie, and Waka Waka. He has also collaborated with Flavor Nabania, Yemi Alade, Techno Miles, Emma Naira, and Iyanya. He was also a nominee of the Producer of the Year category at the 2018 The Headies. So this is Udoka Chigozie Oku, known by his stage name Celebobo, born on this day. The year was 1979, and this is a famous face on the African continent and possibly the world over for a certain generation of people. The year was 1979. The day, of course, was the 29th of July. The apartheid government reportedly pays compensation for the death of Steve Biko. So Steve Biko is the man pictured here. Steve Biko was arrested on the 8th of August 1977, where he was kept naked and in chains for 24 days with severe beatings, torture, and starvation. Biko later died on arrival at a medical treatment facility. The apartheid police denied their involvement in Biko's death. However, the autopsy revealed that his death had been caused by a number of blows to the head, thought to have been inflicted by the South African police. During the trial, the presiding judge ruled that the charge of murder could not be laid because there were no witnesses. Wow. On the 29th of July 1979, the apartheid government reportedly paid the family of Steve Biko 65,000 South African rand in compensation for his death in custody. What a paltry amount to pay for a man's life, 65,000 rand. Anyway, so that's Steve Biko, who on this day got compensation posthumously. Obviously, his family got the money for his death. On this day, exactly 20 years later, the year of course was 1999, the team of Anglo Gold mine workers at the Mpoeng mine in Carltonville accidentally drilled into a pocket of flammable methane gas in the rock face. Though they were following the correct procedures, but the gas rapidly spread throughout large parts of the mine as a result of the immense pressure. The group sounded the alert when they detected the methane, and evacuation started immediately. But the gas was ignited during the process of evacuation. Sadly, after the ignition, the rescuers found 17 bodies of in the 2,700 meters shaft, and continued to search in poorly ventilated tunnels filled with the poisonous clouds of smoke and gas until they found the 18th man just before dawn, fatally injured. Another corpse was found later, bringing the total death toll to 19. What a sad story. So, July 29, 1999, this is what happened. Sadly, 19 miners lost their lives on this day. Also, on this day, the year was 1952. We're back in South Africa. His name is Patrick Soon-Shiong. Born on this day in 1952, he is a South African American transplant surgeon, billionaire businessman, bioscientist, and media proprietor. He was born to Chinese immigrant parents who fled from China during the Japanese occupation in World War II. He is the inventor of the drug Braxane, which became known for its efficacy against lung, breast, and pancreatic cancer. Soon-Shiong is the founder of NantWorks, a network of healthcare, biotech, and artificial intelligence startups. Wow, what an intelligent man. Interesting that his parents fled from China during the Japanese occupation during the Second World War. Came to South Africa and has made a name for himself. He's a billionaire, bioscientist, American transplant surgeon, and a media proprietor. Again, his name is Patrick Soon-Shiong, born in 1952 on this day. So happy birthday, Patrick Soon-Shiong. Last but not least, we go to this guy here. His name is General Agui Ironsi. The year was 1966. Nigeria's then head of state. He was sadly assassinated in the bloody Northern counter coup. Now, I did mention that there was a man who was killed in January of the same year, on Mr. Akintola, and that was what precipitated the Biafra Nigeria war. Yes, it did happen 6 months later in July, but that was the beginning of the problem in Nigeria. The problems that led to the war, the Biafra Nigeria war. So in the early hours of July 29, 1966, some northern soldiers, led by Major Theophilus Danjuma, came to arrest General Agui Ironsi to question him about the involvement in the January 1966 coup, which I talked about a few videos ago. The coup saw the demise of Prime Minister Tafawa Balewa and Ahmadu Bello, then Sardauna of Sokoto, in northern Nigeria. The general denied his involvement in the coup, and the soldier overpowered the head of state, beat him, and dragged him to a secluded area where his body was riddled with bullets, and buried him in a shallow grave. So sadly, that's what happened on this day in 1966. This was the day General Agui Ironsi, Nigeria's then head of state, was assassinated in a bloody northern counter coup in Nigeria. So that's it, folks, for today. We ended on a sad note. Like I said, it's not just about our positive history, it's about the negative history as well, about the good, the bad, and the ugly, and how we can avert the bad and the ugly from repeating itself. Because we're talking about history here, and like the saying goes, history tends to repeat itself. So we want to try our best not to be the one to repeat the negative history when it comes to the African continent. On that note, folks, we shall see tomorrow, July 30th. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do help our channel grow by subscribing. Turn on your notification bell so that you receive updates of our video uploads. Thanks for dropping by once again. See you tomorrow. Bye-bye.